Well, we are making progress on our epic chicken coop. This is the one of the first projects we've done on the homestead that is not related to the house or decking or something along those lines. What we wanted to do is basically provide a good little shelter for our chickens. So what we've essentially done at this point, we have created a platform that in the front is elevated several feet off the ground. In the back, elevated about 18 inches off the ground or more. The goal being to allow adequate ventilation underneath the chicken coop, as well as adequate clearance so that we don't end up having any rot or decay as time goes on. We're using a combination of materials that were sourced here on the property. A neighbor of ours gave us some of the wood that we're using to build this little porch. Yes, this chicken coop is going to have a porch. These chickens will be able to come outside in the summertime and sun themselves in their chicken bathing suits. I'm just kidding, folks. They'll be able to come out here and have basically, get in and out, off the front. We're also going to put a little door on the back too, give them, ingress and egress points. The dimensions roughly about 8 foot by 8 foot. So it's going to be a good size chicken coop. We're going to have some elevator roost inside of here. We're also going to put a door on the front of this, so we'll have some stairs leading up to it to go inside and basically do some normal clean out work. And all goes well, we'll wire up a little bit of solar into this. That way we have something that will give us some light whenever we're coming in here. Off to the side, you won't be able to tell it right now, but eventually, whenever this wall is complete, we're going to put our nesting boxes. They're going to be kind of on the low side, making it easy for them to be able to get into the nesting box, but also making it easier for us to be able to get inside of here to get the eggs. The whole point about homesteading, at least our style of homesteading, is to try to create systems that minimize time inputs, because your time is a finite resource, something that you only have a limited amount of, and so you want to make sure that you are using your time wisely. And if you have to come out here and spend time going inside, coming out, doing everything else, that's time that's basically being wasted. Our plans are to have a 50-gallon drum here for water. We're going to pipe that into some gutters that will go on this side, and that way we'll have water available to the chickens throughout the rainier parts of the year. Given the surface of the roof, basically about every good rain it should fill the 50-gallon barrel up all the way, and when it needs to be topped off, we've got the hose pipe if we need to. On this side we're going to put our feed container, and then try to figure out a way where we can do some automatic feeding this way to feed these chickens. The roof on this is going to be a shed roof design initially, and the reason for that is because we're going to come back later and we're going to do an extension onto this chicken coop. So while it starts out as a 8x8, it's going to become an 8x16 chicken coop in the end, and the goal being to have one area for our chickens and then have another area for the hatchlings. So whenever we're going to expect some baby chicks, we could have them in there, let them grow out in there. If we need to put a heat lamp in here because the temperature's on the chilly side, we can do that. That's the goal eventually anyways on that side. All goes well, we're gonna have the chicken coop pretty well dried in this week. Today is Monday. We started on this project putting in our foundation last week on Friday. We worked a couple hours Friday, worked a good chunk of the day Saturday, a little bit on Sunday, and then we're back at it again today. We've made really good progress. We've already got one wall basically framed and stood up. We have 3 more walls that we'll be framing up tomorrow if all goes well, and then we can start drying this sucker in come Wednesday. And Wednesday, Thursday, have this thing basically dried in by the end of the day Thursday. If not by Friday, at the absolute latest, this thing will be in the dry, and whenever it's in the dry, then we can start the final stages to make it into what it's going to ultimately serve as, and then we can transition these chickens that we got over here behind us. We can transition them into their new estate this weekend if all goes well. So that's it for now. I'm going to do another video here. It's going to follow up to this, all as part of a sequence of events for our chicken coop. Let you know how it's going, give you a little bit of the learnings that we've had from doing this, and until next time, we'll talk again.